Welcome to Lento English. Ready to level up your English? Here we learn through stories, slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
One introduction. Iran has been a difficult country for other countries for a long time. It has had many problems. For example, other countries have put limits on buying and selling things with Iran. People have also made threats against Iran, but Iran is still a strong country. It does not have the biggest army in the world. Its economy is not the biggest either. But Iran can still do things that have an effect in places far away from its borders. This makes people ask, why is Iran so hard to defeat? This is a big question. The answer is not just one thing. It is not simple. Many things together make Iran strong in a special way. We need to look at different parts of Iran's story to understand this. These parts include its very old history, the shape of the land it is on, the strong beliefs of its people, and the smart ways Iran acts in the world with other countries. All these things together help Iran stay strong and hard to defeat. 2. The land helps. The land of Iran plays a very important role in its safety and strength. Iran has many tall mountains. These mountains are like very big natural walls that stand all around the country. They help to protect Iran from other countries and their armies. In the west part of Iran, there are high mountains. These mountains go down towards the country of Iraq. In the north, other mountains make a strong border with Turkey. There are also mountains in the north that form another natural wall. More mountains are in the east of the country. They are near the borders with Afghanistan and Pakistan. These mountain walls make it hard for any army to enter Iran easily. They act as a strong natural defense, making it difficult for enemies to attack by land. Inside Iran, there are also very large deserts. These deserts are dry, hot, and mostly empty places. Not many people can live in these deserts because there is little water. Because of this, most people in Iran live in the areas near the mountains. This is where the main cities and towns are built. Iran also has a long part next to the sea. This is its coast. The coast is on two important seas, the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. Near the coast is a very important, narrow sea path called the Strait of Hormuz. This strait is like a small door that many ships must go through. Every day, many ships carrying oil travel through this strait. This oil is very important for many countries around the world. Because Iran is right next to this strait, it has important power. It can affect the ships and the oil going to other countries. This makes the Strait of Hormuz a way for Iran to be strong in the world and talk to other countries from a place of power. However, the land also creates some difficulties for Iran itself. The tall mountains make it hard to travel easily inside the country. It is difficult to move people and goods from one city to another quickly, because roads must go over or around high peaks. The mountains act like walls inside Iran too. They can make it hard for the government to connect with and manage all the different parts of the country easily. So, the land helps Iran a lot by protecting it from outside attacks. It makes Iran a difficult place for others to fight. But it also makes life and travel inside the country more challenging. The shape of the land with its mountains and deserts is a big reason why Iran is hard to defeat. It gives the country natural protection and makes it a strong place against outside forces. 3. Long past, Iran has a very long story. It is an old country, much older than many others. For more than 500 years, the shape of Iran on the map has been almost the same. This is a very long time for a country to keep its borders and its name. During its long history, Iran has faced many big and strong enemies. These were not small fights. Iran fought against some of the most powerful groups and empires that existed in the past. Think of the Romans, who had a very big empire a long time ago. Iran fought against them and did not become part of their empire. This happened many centuries ago. Later, other strong groups came. The Arabs came and brought a new religion and a new way of life. The Turks came from the east with their armies. The Russians came from the north, wanting land and power. And the British came with their power from far away, wanting to control trade in areas nearby. All these strong groups fought against Iran at different times in history. They had big armies and lots of power, much more than Iran sometimes had. But Iran was able to survive every single time. It did not disappear from the map. It stayed a country with its own people, its own culture, and its own ways of doing things. This is a very important part of Iran's story. It shows that Iran has a deep strength inside it. It knows how to live and stay alive even when facing great danger from outside forces. This long history teaches something important about Iran. It shows that fighting Iran directly, trying to invade it or take control by force, is very difficult. Other countries that tried to do this often had many problems. It was not easy for them to win or to stay in control for long. Iran's land, its people, and its history give it ways of making things hard for an enemy that comes from outside. This history is not just old stories in books. It is part of why Iran is strong today. The memory of surviving these big fights against powerful empires is still in the country's mind. It helps Iran know how to act today when other countries are strong or make threats. It gives the country a feeling of being able to last through hard times. So, the long past of Iran, its many fights against very strong empires, and its amazing ability to survive all these times are a big reason why it is still here and still a strong country today. It shows that Iran is very good at not being defeated by outside forces. This long experience is a kind of power for the country. It makes Iran a difficult challenge for anyone who might think of fighting it directly or trying to change it by force. The past is like a lesson book for Iran, teaching it how to survive in a dangerous world for many centuries. This long history is a key piece in the puzzle of Iran's strength and why it is hard to change or control from the outside. It is a country with deep roots that go back many, many centuries, facing down powerful forces and continuing to exist as itself. 4. Different peoples inside. Many different kinds of people live in Iran. They are not all the same. They have different languages. They have different ways of life. The tall mountains in Iran help the country stay safe from outside, but they also make it hard for people inside the country. The mountains create areas where groups live away from others, like in small pockets. In these areas, people keep their own ways and languages. Because of this, it is hard for the main government in the capital city to make everyone feel like one group with one idea of the country. The biggest group is called Persians, but they are just over half of all the people. Many other groups live there. For example, there are Azeris, Kurds, Arabs, Baloch, and Turkmen. These groups live in different parts of the country, often near the borders. Some of these groups want more freedom for themselves to make decisions locally. Some even want to be separate from Iran and have their own country. This makes problems for the government. Many people in these groups have family living in countries near Iran. For example, Azeris in Iran have family in the country of Azerbaijan. Kurds have family in Iraq and Turkey. Arabs have family in Arab countries. Baloch have family in Pakistan. These connections across borders are important. Other countries sometimes see these differences and connections as a way to make Iran weaker. They think they can help these groups who want more freedom or to be separate. In the past, some countries tried to use these differences. For example, during a war with Iraq many years ago, Iraq tried to use the different groups inside Iran to cause trouble. They hoped some groups, like the Arabs or Kurds, would fight against Iran. This plan did not work well for Iraq in the end. Today, some countries still look at Iran's different peoples. Countries that are not friends with Iran think about supporting groups who want to be separate. They hope this will make Iran less strong. But using these differences has not been easy or always worked for Iran's enemies in the past. Iran's government knows that others try to use these differences. It is a difficult situation inside Iran because of the many different peoples and their desires. 5. Shared beliefs. Most people in Iran share the same main religion. This religion is Shia Islam. It is a big part of life for many people across the country. A long time ago, in the year 1501, a leader named Ismail became the ruler. He started the Safavid Empire. This leader made Shia Islam the main religion for the whole country. This was a very important decision for Iran's history. It helped bring many different groups of people together under one idea. They had different languages and ways of life, but they shared this one big belief. This helped create a strong feeling of being Iranian. It also made Iran different from many countries near it. Most countries around Iran followed a different type of Islam called Sunni Islam. This difference shaped how Iran related to its neighbors for hundreds of years. Having a main shared religion helped people in Iran feel more like one country and one people. It gave them a common identity that was different from others. Today, most people in Iran, about 90 to 95% of the population, are still Shia Muslims. This religious similarity, with its shared beliefs, rituals, and religious practices, helps foster a sense of unity among the various ethnic groups inside Iran. When people share these things, they can feel more connected to each other. This helps make the country strong from the inside and helps people feel a sense of belonging and common purpose. This shared religion also helps Iran outside its borders. By promoting Shia Islam, Iran not only works towards unity inside the country, but also gains a kind of power or leverage in places where Shia communities form a majority or are important groups. Iran can connect with communities in other countries who are also Shia Muslims. This helps Iran have friends and partners in different places across the region. It gives Iran influence beyond its own land without needing to use its main army directly. However, not everyone in Iran is Shia Muslim. There are people who follow other religions. Some people are Sunni Muslims. These groups sometimes live in different areas of the country, often near the borders. For example, many Sunni Muslims live in areas like Balochistan in the southeast or Kurdistan in the west. These groups sometimes feel different from the main group and may want more freedom or rights. The Balochi people, who are mostly Sunni, are one such group. There are also other religious minorities in Iran. Also, the feeling about religion is changing for some people in Iran today. Some studies suggest that Iranians are becoming less religious than before. This means that sharing the same religion might not unite people as strongly today as it did in the past. So, while shared beliefs are still a key part of Iran's identity and unity, the situation is not simple. There are different religious groups and changing feelings about the role of religion in people's lives across the country. Understanding this mix of shared beliefs, minority groups, and changing views is important to understand Iran. 6. Friends abroad. Iran works with groups in other countries. These groups are like partners or friends. They are not part of Iran's main army. They work with Iran. Many of these groups share the same religion as most people in Iran, Shia Islam. This shared belief helps connect them. These partners help Iran have power far from Iran. Iran does not need to send its own soldiers. The friends act for Iran. They help Iran's ideas and actions spread. They are like extensions of Iran's influence, helping Iran affect things in other countries. These groups are active in countries like Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and Yemen. In these places, the partners help Iran speak and act. They help Iran be present and important. This way of working with friends abroad is important for Iran. It is a big part of Iran's strategy. It helps Iran be strong in more places. Iran can affect things far from its own borders. These groups are important partners. They work together for common goals. This is a different kind of strength for Iran. It is not just the strength of Iran's army. It is also the strength of these groups working with Iran in other countries. They are strong where they are, and they help Iran be strong too. This connection helps Iran be present in important places in the region. This network helps Iran face challenges and protect its interests. It makes Iran harder for others to deal with because it has friends acting for it in different places. This system helps Iran a lot. It is a key part of why Iran is strong and why others find Iran hard to defeat. Its power is not only inside its borders, it is also outside through its friends. These partners work with different levels of freedom. They are not always told exactly what to do, but they work towards goals that help Iran. This network gives Iran influence. Influence is the ability to change or affect things. This is a clever way for Iran to have power without using its main army in big fights. This allows Iran to be active in conflicts far from its borders. It is a very important part of how Iran acts in the world today. 7. Keep control. The government in Iran has a very strong hold on power inside the country. It does not easily allow people to show they are unhappy or disagree with the rules. When groups of people try to gather and protest, the government uses its police and security forces to stop them very quickly. These forces are ready to act to end any public show of disagreement. They can use different ways to make the protests stop, and they often catch many people who are involved. These people can be put into prison for a long time. This is a clear message from the government that protesting is not accepted and will be stopped with force if needed. Beyond stopping protests in the streets, the government also works hard to control information. It has power over the television channels, radio stations, and newspapers in the country. It also tries to control what people see and share on the internet, including social media. The news that people see is often controlled by the government. When protests happen, the government uses its control over the news to tell its own story. It often says that the people protesting are dangerous or are working for other countries that do not like Iran. This makes some people in the country not support the protesters and helps the government keep its power. This strong way of controlling the country helps the government stay in charge year after year. It makes it very hard for any group inside Iran to grow strong enough to ask for big changes. This is true for groups that want more freedom for all people in the country. It is also true for groups of people who live in different areas and have different cultures or languages. These groups sometimes want more control over their own lives or even want to be separate from Iran. But the government's strong control makes it very difficult for them to organize and try to make these things happen. The people who lead the government believe that having this strong control is needed to keep Iran safe and together. They look at ideas like democracy, where people have many freedoms and can choose their leaders. They think that if Iran had this kind of system, the country might break into smaller parts. They worry that different groups of people, especially those who are not ethnic Persians, would use their freedoms to try to form their own countries. Because of this worry, the government believes it must stay strong and not allow much freedom or disagreement. They see their control, which is like an authoritarian system, as the only way to make sure Iran stays one country and does not fall apart. This is why they are always watching and stopping anything they think might make the country weaker from the inside. It is a key part of how they manage the country and keep their power. 8. Hard to win. Iran is hard to defeat. There are many reasons for this. These reasons work together like parts of a machine. One reason is the land itself. Iran has tall mountains and big deserts. These natural features make it hard for an outside army to enter and move around the country easily. The mountains are like natural walls that help protect Iran. Another reason is Iran's long history. Iran has been a country for a very long time, over 500 years with similar borders. It has fought against many powerful empires throughout history, like the Romans and the British. But Iran was able to survive these challenges. This long history shows that Iran is very good at staying alive as a country. Trying to fight Iran directly has often caused big problems for others. Inside Iran, most people share the same main religion, Shia Islam. A long time ago, this religion became the main one for the country. This helped different groups of people in Iran feel more united. It gave them a shared idea. This unity can make the country stronger from the inside. However, some people in Iran follow different beliefs, and some people today are less religious than before. So this unity is changing. Iran also has friends and partners in other countries. These groups are often in places near Iran. They help Iran have influence and power far from its home country. Iran can work with these groups instead of sending its own army. This helps Iran be strong in different parts of the region, like in countries such as Syria or Lebanon. The government in Iran is also very strong inside the country. It keeps tight control. It does not allow people to disagree with it easily. If people protest, the government uses its forces like the police and army to stop them quickly. They can arrest many people. The government also tries to control what people see and hear, like the news. This strong control helps the government stay in power. It makes it very difficult for groups inside Iran who want to change things or become separate. Some countries outside Iran have seen that there are different groups of people inside Iran. They have thought about trying to use these differences to make Iran weaker. They hoped that these groups would cause problems for the government, but in the past, this has not worked well. Iran knows that other countries sometimes try to do this. The government is prepared to stop such attempts. For example, during a war with Iraq many years ago, Iraq tried to make some groups inside Iran fight against their own country, but it did not succeed. So, when you look at all these things, the land, the history, the people and their shared ideas, the partners abroad and the strong government control, you can see why Iran is hard to win against. All these parts together create a country that is difficult for others to defeat or control. Understanding Iran means understanding all these different layers and how they work together. It is a complex situation.